Yeah, today I'm going to talk about feeds in particular, and where we are. This is a breed of goats called Boers. They are really very good animals, and I'd like you to see how they look. Then, actually, I explain to you what brings this animal to look like this in this season of the dry spell. So we are in a dry spell, and the animals are looking like the way you see. This is morning. They have not even eaten, but you see how they look. So today particularly, we are going to discuss about feeding these animals. What do we feed on, and how do we feed them? Because most of you people have been asking me, Hamiisi, what are the required space to do goat farming? And I always tell you it's slightly complex to understand that. So today we are going to discuss about the feeds, and we are going to discuss about the the three types of pastures, and how do we harvest it, because I showed it to you some time back and you just really need to understand it. So basically that's what I want to explain to you, and show you what brings this animal to look so pretty like that. I want to capture one good lady here. We try to, maybe I'm failing to pick one because these guys run, they are strong and everything. So I think I needed to check out one for you, the one I can afford at least to lift, probably. There is a girl here. This girl is a pure Boer. It has never produced. I think you can see. Is a very young lady. Is going to produce for a first time. So she's making her first year. What makes it to look like this is the question of the day. So I think now from here, I'd like to take you straight away to what we feed these animals on. And we shall start with the silage, and then I show you how to prepare the silage. I told you a long time ago that these animals, they don't really like inside, and you're going to see them when we go out. They definitely also go out straight away, and I will tell you a reason why they don't want to stay inside. But basically, just come, you see where we feed these animals from. When they come back, because that's their section, and that is the shelter, this is the exercising yard, and this is where they feed from. So these are troughs. We roast them up because we want them to do what they call browsing. So you see the height of this feeder is around 1 meter. The reason why we put all this, we want this animal to stand on and pick what it feeds in. So basically this is called silage, and I'm going to explain a lot about silage, how to store it, and definitely how to feed it. So I think let him bring them out. Yeah, so I think you also learn something in the psychology of these guys. You see them, when you definitely open, they will go out. I think you see animals don't want to stay inside. They don't really want. But all in all, today is an explanation of the feeding. How do we feed? What do we feed them on? And what do really goats want? One of the things that goats want is the raised feeding, which we call the browsing. Helps them to build up the chest muscles and also stretch up their back. So one of the characteristics of a good Boer or meat breeds is the top line. We shall also explain that when we get time, so that you really understand. So right now, let's go. We are going to start with the hay, that grass, and we are going to also talk about of the silage. But basically, let's move to the silo points. We are right now, this is our silage point, and this machine, I want to show you this magic machine. Most of you call me and ask me, Hamiisi, where do we get this kind of machines? And I've been always directing you where I get it from. But this area you see it's a confinement, and this is our area where we store our silage. Guys, the difference between silage and other grass, that's what I'm trying to explain to you, that silage is a moist grass, and most of the time we do silage for only those grasses that have high water content, like the way you see sugar grass, like the way you see so sugar grass always sometimes confuse you, but that is sorghum. And there is maize, also has a lot of water. And also you can even do silage actually for Chloris Guyana and Bracharia. But the best, actually sometimes even the Napier, that's what they do it for. And really for people who do Napier, silage would be your best resort. So basically this area we confined it and we fenced it off. It's a no-go zone for our goats. Because for us, we just select anywhere. I told you, if you're poor and your mind cannot work, then we pity you. Because now here, what you see is an area, free area. So even if there, we can bring our maize, we can bring our whatever, and we put it on the ground. We chop using this machine. This is a machine we use to chop. And actually, its real work is to cut the grass into small portions so that we can easily feed it to the animals, because most of the animals don't want to do big bites. So this is the machine we use. We use it to crush the broken maize, we use it to crush silage, we use it to crush dry matter. So it does a lot of things. So basically we just select anywhere, like where we are here. You're going to see this is our silage. Silage, I think I need to explain a lot to you. I told you silage is a moist grass that is stored under or in the bag or in the drum to make sure that that grass ferments. I think you really need to understand it. So when you talk of silage, you're talking about fermentation. So this grass you see, the whole of this is sugar grass. I think you remember when I was doing it. So we have now stored it. It's days off. No, actually it's around, it's getting to a month plus. So we chopped it. You remember when we were doing the silage, those who really follow me, and we ensiled it. This is called ensiling. So this comes from ensiling, so that's why they call it silage. So you can use a drum, you can use a bag, you can use, as long as there is no oxygen entry and you let it ferment. So fermentation is what makes it to be a silage. So this is a meal, a real meal. But today I will explain more on how much you're supposed to give to the animal, because some people want to only depend on this, and that is not viable, because this is highly moist and the body of the animal cannot completely utilize it. So this is what they call silage. When we talk about silage, talk about of the fermented food. You get it? You can either get it from leftovers, you can do it from anything that you have. So this is silage from sugar grass. Remember, we've taken almost a month feeding on this as a supplementary. So animals go, when they come back home, they go for feeding open range. When they come back home, we add on this. So basically, this is it. So this is the silage. So now we've used almost a quarter of it, and this very week we are going to harvest more, and we also make another silo. But how shall we do it? You just pick anywhere like there, you chop. After chopping, you compact. After compaction, you cover. So basically, that is the silage part of it. I want to go and also show you the hay or the powder crushed. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I was still explaining silage, as in silage, as a feed. Though where I am right now is a hay, but still I need to prolong a lot with silage. My people, I want you to understand this right from me. Many people are telling you to do this and that, but that is all their experience. And that's what I really, really wanted you guys to understand, that whoever can do a business can also show it to other people, so that those other people can as well understand it. And that is our strength as farmers. That's our strength as a nation, because the information, many researchers are moving around. So with silage, it's a very good meal for our animals, but in nature, the small ruminants don't utilize silage a lot. That's why you see in the countries like South Africa, which inspires us, they don't even do silage for goats, but they do more hay. So when you do, we have our ration that we give to our animals and specific animals. So we are looking at the animals that are about to get bred. When I talk about getting bred, those are the animals that we want to get, that we want them to get pregnant, preparing them for that service. You get, you know, when you feed an animal very well, you find yourself having twinity, having 3 kids, even 4, depending on how it conceived. So basically, what I really wanted to tell you is some of the grasses that you can do silage with. You can do maize. You can do leftovers of the maize straws. You can do fresh maize. You can do sorghum. You can do even the grasses. You can do that silage and let the feed ferment. So basically that, but don't depend on silage only for goats. You have to add in dry matter, and of which this next episode I'm going to explain to you what does dry matter do, how do we mix it, how do we feed it to our animals, and which animals are we feeding them on. So guys, as per now, let me stop here, and then I'm going to make another episode explaining about hay, because this is the real concoction that you really need. Thank you so much, and bye for now.